What is the best value statement to add to your pitch deck? Let's find out. So let's talk about value statements and how you can write one for your presentations. Now, a value statement is a short sentence or phrase that explains the value of your solutions to your target audience. It's like the subheading that adds context to your presentation title. Now, the good news is there are many templates and frameworks that you can follow. But before you use any of these frameworks, you'll need to get clear on the purpose of your statement. Are you creating a statement for branding or for marketing purposes? Now, branding refers to your personal, product, or your business personality and reputation. Now, just like any living entity, branding takes time to evolve. First, people will judge you by your appearance. In business, that will be your visual appearance of your products and your communication tools. Next, people will judge you based on what you promise and how you deliver your promises. In business, that could be, your product promise or what you say, these are the services we're going to deliver. Do you keep your word? Do you deliver on what you promise? And then over time, the third thing, the opinion, people will start forming an opinion on your personality and based on the experience and interactions that they've had with you. That's how you start building a brand and reputation. So it's something that takes time. So really, brand is your personal product or business reputation, and branding is your attempt to influence that reputation. So to influence that reputation, you can start focusing on creating a logo. You can have your colors, your fonts. You can create that consistency. It's almost kind of like your outfit when you're presenting yourself. You can work on your marketing communication tools, how you communicate your solutions as well. So really here, the goal is to tell the market, this is who we are, this is what we stand for, and this is what we promise to deliver. That is what you would do with the branding statements about branding. So branding exercises can help you build a brand personality and choose word that will help you communicate your solutions to your market. Now, marketing activities are activities that drive sales. So it's not about your reputation, it's about getting that business transaction and getting someone to do business with you. That can include your advertising or creating special offers, lead magnets, or any content that is meant to drive sales. Your goal here really is to attract buyers and close the sale. So while branding and marketing activities are different, they're also related because they feed over each other. So that's why many people find value statements confusing, because first you've got two different applications. You've got the branding and you've got the marketing side of things. And to make it even more complicated, there's different words for different statements. So let's start with the tagline and slogan. Now, many people use these words interchangeably, but there is a difference between the two. A tagline is usually a long-term catchphrase that people associate with your brand. So it could be a tagline about your entire business. Businesses would usually have one tagline. Whereas slogans, they are more of a short-term catchphrase used for advertising and marketing campaigns. So a company could have one tagline to represent the entire brand, and they can have many slogans depending on different advertising campaigns, different languages, different scenarios. So this is where some of the confusion happens, especially because some people use the words interchangeably. Now, let me show you the difference so that you can see the difference between the two, so that when you're creating a statement for yourself and for your solutions, you'll know which ones to pick, or if you need one or if you need two. So here's an example from Nike so that you can see the difference between the two. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that they just do it, and that is the brand tagline. This is something that Nike has been using for over 35 years to represent their brand of just do it with that checkmark logo. Whereas for advertising campaigns, they've experimented with many campaigns over the years and also in many languages. In this particular case on the screen, you can see that the campaign slogan says, "Do things history could only dream of." This was part of the Dream Crazy campaign. And another campaign they had was the Believe campaign, believe in something. So they created different campaigns around this idea of believing in yourself, believe in something, and then the brand tagline would be just do it. Now, in both cases, if you notice, the tagline or the slogan were not about the product. So unless you know what Nike does, you're not going to understand what that company does. So this could work for a big company that has a big marketing budget. But if you're a small company and you still have no marketing budget and no one knows who you are, this could be confusing. Now, the reason Nike can get away with this is because Nike has a huge advertising and promotional budget. So you can see here, based on some statistics from 2022, they spent $3.5 billion. And you can see here over the last few years also, they've been around that $3 billion mark for promotions. And the same thing with McDonald's. Now, a lot of people know the I'm loving it tagline as well. And the reason they know it is because McDonald's also spends billions of dollars on advertising. And you can see here, this is only from for the United States. So imagine what the global budget is. But now when you are starting a new company or a new service, you don't have that large following, you don't have brand credibility, and you don't have that large marketing budget. So a catchy tagline or a slogan is not going to be enough to convey the value of your solutions to your audience. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I've seen this happen so many times over the years when you've got the marketing team and you've got the sales team. The marketing team wants to be creative. They want to come up with these catchy taglines and slogans because that's to them, that's what marketing is all about being different and unique. Whereas salespeople are more concerned about getting the message across so that they can get the sale. Now, if you had to choose, if you're in the position where you had to choose between these two options, my tip here for you is to always go for clarity over creativity, because you want to make it as easy as possible for your audience to understand what's in it for them. This is not a game for them to try to guess what your advertising is about. Now, here's a good example of a tagline that's also has been used as a slogan because it's so well done that many people use this example as, this is how it should be done. And that's from BMW. And their tagline is the ultimate driving machine. And they've also used it in many ads as well. Now, the reason it works both ways is because it's so self-explanatory. 3 words that describe so much. Ultimate, which says how they're better, and driving machine. And it can translate well for in many languages. Now, of course, this is a very unique case. Most companies do struggle with their tagline and slogan, and I wanted to bring it up so that if you're not able to come up with one right away, you'll know you're not alone. Many companies struggle with that, and that's why many companies don't even have a tagline or slogan. They just revert to a value statement, which I'll show you shortly. Now, just to recap before we see the other options, is a tagline is a long-term catchphrase to help audience associate a brand with an idea. So it might not necessarily describe what you do. And a slogan is a short catchphrase used for advertising and marketing purposes to drive sales for different ads. So you can have as many slogans as you want, but usually a company would only have one tagline. Well, now, what about if you cannot come up with a short catchphrase, and that's the case for most people. That's why most companies and businesses resort to something called a unique value proposition statement and a unique selling proposition statement. Now, once again, there's a confusion because a lot of people use these two statements interchangeably, even though they are different. A unique value proposition is a statement about the results people can expect from using your products and services, and it's used for branding purposes. So you could have a unique value proposition for your entire company or one for your product, for each product, and it's very specific about the value it delivers to the audience. Whereas a unique selling proposition is a statement that conveys how your solutions are different or better than other options on the market, and it's usually used for marketing and sales. That's why it's called unique selling proposition. How do you sell that statement? Now, once again, they could be used interchangeably, and many people do use them. That's because in many cases, what you are offering the market could be exactly what makes you different or better. So there's no wrong or right way here. I'm just showing you the different statements so that if somebody brings them up, you'll understand the context and how they might be used. So here they are all on one table. I grouped them so that you can see the difference. So once again, so that you can pick something for your presentation that will work right away. We're not here trying to create all of these statements. We're here trying to pick what would be the best fit right now for your presentation, for your pitch deck, based on the target audience you're presenting. And based on most businesses, I would recommend that you focus on the unique value proposition or the unique selling proposition, which are used interchangeably. So focus focus on telling your audience what's in it for them. And once you have a budget and you can start experimenting, you can start working on more taglines and slogans. And if you know the difference between these as well, whether you're writing it yourself or you're guiding your team to help you, I'm going to show you some frameworks so that you can do it yourself. But if you still feel that this is something you don't want to do, you don't have to do it. You can hire someone to help you with these value statements. Some marketing experts can do that. And even now you can use artificial intelligence. You can use AI tools like ChatGPT and so many other options on the market right now. And if you put a prompt, you can say, come up with a tagline, come up with a slogan. So you can now prompt the AI, but you'll know exactly what you are asking for. So that's why I wanted to tell you the difference between these statements. But either way, I highly recommend you learn how to do them, or you understand the logic behind it. That way you can be a better leader and guide your teams to come up with better statements as well. So my tips here for you would be to watch the upcoming videos. I'm going to talk about brand personality and brand archetypes, which kind of impact the type of statement you might come up with. So this is something you might use as well to guide your teams or to guide AI to come up with the new statements, differentiators, what they are. And I'll show you some value statement frameworks so they become easy. And then you're going to find it so much easier. Once you know the framework, you're going to be able to create as many value statements as you want. Now, the goal really here is to come up with that short statement to put on the cover of your pitch deck to help your audience understand the value of what's in it for them. Remember, they're trying to think, should I be listening to you or not? And you want to give them that statement to help them say, yes, I want to listen to see what this person has to say. Now, before we move on to the next videos, do you remember the difference between branding and marketing? Well, I'll make it easy here for you. Branding really focuses on the personality and reputation, whether it's your personal, business, or product, and marketing focus on activities that drive sales. And the different type of statements, you remember what they are that you can put on your presentation or used in business and advertising. There are 4 main ones. There's the tagline, slogan, unique value proposition, and unique selling proposition. Now, a tagline is used for branding. It could be long-term for your company. A slogan is something that you can use temporarily for different campaigns. And UVP and USP are also longer statements which convey either the results people can expect from you, or a unique selling proposition is about how you're different or you're better than other solutions on the market. So your action item really for the next section is to watch the upcoming videos, because they're going to help you come up with the best framework for your value statements on your presentation. And I'll see you in the next video.